Shannon, welcome back. I'm really excited to see what you have in store for us today.
Yeah, so excited to be back here and to show you some more enhancements that we've been working on. Yeah, so the two things I'm going to show you is some changes that we've made to the feedback feature to make the experience a little bit better, to be able to find feedback that you've sent or has been sent to you. And then I'm going to show you some changes that we've been making to continue to improve the experience of our objectives feature.
Amazing. Let's get into it.
So I'm now sharing my screen to show you some changes that we made to the feedback feature. And what we were looking to do here is to make it easier for you to find feedback that you've sent out, feedback that's been sent to you about yourself and about your team, and also action on feedback that requires your attention. So the first thing you'll notice that's different is we've moved the feedback inbox to show in this panel on the left-hand side. And the reason we've done that is so that if you're in a meeting and you need to flip to feedback, you can quickly do that by clicking on the feedback tab, and then you'll see all of your feedback here. To make it more clear which feedback requires your attention and action, we've added this banner at the top so you can hit that and quickly flip to all of the feedback that requires your attention. This is really great when you're in a 360 review process, when there's a lot of requests you've received at one time. You can go through here, complete those, and they'll move out of your needs action section. So if we go back to the inbox, and let's say I want to write a 360 review about my teammate Moni, and it's been a while, and so I want to reflect on what was the feedback that I previously sent her, so I can use that to help inform the feedback that I give her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the feedback sent, and then I'm also going to filter down by Moni. So here I can see all the feedback that I've sent Moni. I'm able to access it super quickly, so I can jump in and see what I've previously submitted, so I can use that to inform my request.
That's amazing. I recently used this feature a lot for our internal 360 review process. And it's so handy to be able to filter by teammate. I really love that update.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's say I'm preparing for a one-on-one that I have with my direct report, Darcy. I can also jump in here and I can quickly flip down to see feedback that I've received from others about Darcy. So that's a great way for me to be able to stay on top of all the feedback that I received about myself and about my team. Okay, then last thing I want to show you about the changes we've made to feedback is a new email that we've introduced for meeting hosts. So after your meeting is ended, if there's any feedback that's been submitted by other attendees of the meeting, you'll get an email with a summary about how the attendees felt about that meeting, and then also any suggestions that they've submitted. So this is a great way to be able to create a really positive meeting culture within your organization by collecting that feedback and iterating based on what other participants have said.
I love this, Shannon. I think there's two reasons why I particularly love it. First, I think it teaches people to proactively give feedback about meetings and make meetings better with time. But then as a meeting host, I've been using this feature and I really like the positive feedback after a team meeting, let's say, where sometimes I leave the meeting wondering, oh, I wonder how people actually felt about that meeting. And then I receive an email saying that most attendees really enjoyed the meeting. I think as a meeting host, it really boosts your confidence in knowing that you're doing your best to improve your meetings. Or if some people are saying that they didn't enjoy the meeting that much, I think it's a great way to also get started on improving those meetings, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now I would love to show you some enhancements that we've made to the objectives feature. So we've continued to iterate on this feature based on feedback from our customers that are using it with their teams. But there's two main things that I want to highlight today. So the first one is that we've added additional functionality in a comment. So when you add a comment, you can now mention any of the users on the OKR, and this can be used to be able to request updates from your team if there's anything that you want to request them to go in and let you know about how the progress has been going. So this is a great way to keep your team accountable, in addition to bringing those key results directly into your meeting. So let's say I want to follow up with Moni here to ask about how our key results been going. Any updates for this week? Another thing that I can also do here is I can now paste a link into the comments. So we know this is something that our teams have been using to be able to reference where they're getting that data to update the key result values. So this is a way to make it easy for you to quickly reference that and update your key results.
Yes, I'm a big fan of this one because I've been wanting to add links to my key result updates. So thank you, product team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing that I want to mention is we've made improvements to the cycles filter. So currently you can either select a single cycle or you can select all cycles to view them all at once. We wanted to make it a little bit easier to be able to navigate between the cycles that you're currently in versus being in a planning mode versus reflecting back on objectives that you've previously completed. So by default, we'll show any of the current cycles. And let's say you want to view upcoming cycles because you're planning. You can unselect those and then you can select an upcoming cycle and you'll be able to adjust those key results. And if you're looking to go to a past cycle to reflect on what did we complete as a team in the past, you can select the past cycle and quickly jump back to see what you did previously. So this has removed the need to be able to set a default cycle, which removes the burden on admins to be able to maintain their OKR program within their organization.
I love that, Shannon. And it's something that I've noticed in this version of Fellow. I think the team has really been working behind the scenes to make the experience not only more flexible, but also to save time for our users, right? So what would you say was your favorite part about building Fellow 3.5 or working on this version of Fellow? Would it be feedback? Would it be OKRs? And what particular enhancement?
I think really the focus that's been great for this launch is making a lot of these small but impactful improvements to the experience that really do make the day-to-day so much easier for our customers that are using the product. So I wouldn't say it's one particular thing, but overall making those slight changes just to make it a little bit easier, better and smoother.
I love that. And by making people's day-to-day experience easier and smoother, I think we're also helping them make their overall meeting culture across the organization better, right? By using a tool like Fellow.